So now hotspot income would be recorded here. You'd see the transaction code, that is the M-Pesa transaction code. The account is the voucher number, and then the amount paid, and then there is a transaction time, who it was paid by, the telephone number, and the router. The router is very important so that you can know for the hotspots which region is the hotspot being used the most. For even for maybe if you are targeting a certain revenue, maybe target, you would know I would need to concentrate on this region because I can see this region is giving me the most income. Or if you wanted to target based on the population or usage, you would see that maybe one router has many clients, but the hotspot purchases are not as many as you can see maybe a certain router for a certain region. So you maybe would see there are some people, probably students would purchase more internet through hotspots more than maybe the working class. I don't know if it is that is okay up to there.
It's okay.
Then the next part is for all payments. This is for all payments received in that pay bill number for that period. So even if someone made a payment to your pay bill and they called you, or most of the time they call Safaricom, they say Safaricom asks them to call now the owner of the pay bill. So when they call you, you can come and confirm here and see that okay, actually, this person made a payment of 2,500, and this is not attached to any internet account, or we don't know what this payment is for. Because even sometimes you can find that maybe you've supplied some goods and people have paid you through the pay bill, so you know this person was a customer. But if you cannot there's no attachment to any internet account, or you've not supplied to them, then you can actually see that it is right that this person paid wrongly, and you can reverse the money, or you can just withdraw and send it back to them. So this box shows all payments received to that pay bill. Is there any question from there?
No, I'm okay. Me, I'm writing down.
Okay. The next part, yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So as you move, it may seem maybe a bit overwhelming right now, but as you start using, it will be very simple. So the next part is part we call generate document. This is where sometimes there's a clients who want invoices. Like I would want a record of the payment I am going to make. So the client would request an invoice for maybe each payment or maybe even installation. So this is where now you create invoices, and then now you can send them through email or WhatsApp. So this is just basically a page to create invoices. Later on, we are going to add somewhere where you can create quotations. We okay up to there?
I'm okay.
Yes, it is generated, but you have to send it manually. It is generated and then you download it as a PDF document. And then now you can attach it to an email address that you want to send to. But also, there's a reminder part. So in the reminder, let's say a client is due to pay internet on the 20th of January. There's a reminder that is sent to their email, and also if they subscribed to bulk SMS, there is an SMS they receive. So in the email, they'll get an invoice, an automatic invoice. Okay. Yes, internet. Yes, yeah. So that is the reminder. So when you receive that text, also, if you enter the client email address, they'll receive an email with an invoice. And then also, it is good to mention that when if in case they don't pay and they've received the reminder, when they get disconnected, the system will send them a message that you have been disconnected because you have not paid. And when they pay, they'll get a message that we have received your payment of maybe 2,000 shillings. So those are part of the notifications. There's a notifications page I'll show you. So I think we are good with invoices part.
Yeah.
Then we can move to the next part, which is settings. So for settings, this is where now you add routers to the system. You add device IP pools. IP pools are just the IP pools that the MikroTik uses. So when we want to add a router, this is where you add. So you have to have a description. So when you want to add, you just click on that. Then you can name the router depending on maybe how you name it. Like maybe it could be the region, could be the model of MikroTik. That will depend on how you name your MikroTiks. And then there's the IP address. This is now what the system will use to connect to the MikroTik. So you can have a public IP in case you have public IP internet, or if you don't have public IP, we have a VPN which we can connect to your router, and then the VPN address is what we'll put here. And then the rest are just configurations like the port and then the username, which now the system will use to communicate with the MikroTik, and the password. You can also have the location of the MikroTik. And then once you do that, the system will connect to the MikroTik. So if you want to add an IP pool, instead of going to the MikroTik, you just do it through here. You can do either through logging into the MikroTik itself, or you can do it through the system. The system will configure the IP. And then in case of any issue, if you want to reboot your router, you can just click on reboot router, and then you'll select. If you have multiple routers, you will just select which router you want to reboot, and then you click reboot. And then we come to the packages. So here we have there three types of packages. There's the PPOE package, static IP package, and hotspot package. So now if you want to add a package, you just click on add there. Then you have to select the first part would be selecting the package type. So you see there is the IP, which means static IP, PPOE or hotspot. Then the next you have to select the device. The device is the router. So if you create a package, there are configurations that are made in the MikroTik. So you select on which MikroTik you're making the configurations to. And then if this was the PPE profile, if this was a PPE package, the PPE profile, here you just, depending on the package description, the software would configure the MikroTik with a PPE profile with the same name as your package. With the same name, let's say, for example, you wanted Mbps. You see, as I'm typing, the profile is also the same as my package description. So the system will create a profile of 40 on the MikroTik, which will match to your package that you have in the system. Then there is a pool that you'll use for that package. Then there's something called local or remote address. This is just for configuration purposes. And then there's the speeds, the upload speed and the download speed that you assign to this package. If it was 40, assuming these are 40 Mbps package, would maybe assign 40 Mbps. So you just come here and say upload is 40, and then download is 40 also. And then the next part is the price that you assign to that package. Let's say for 40 Mbps, you'll be charging 6,000 shillings. So that is why you indicate the price. And then the reason this is now hotspot details. The reason this is disabled is because you remember we selected PPOE. So if it was a hotspot package, you'd just change this to hotspot. And then here it will be enabled. So for the hotspot, what you do is you have to enter four categories of price. You enter what you charge in 1 hour, what you charge in 1 day, what you charge in 1 week, and what you charge in 1 month. And then based on these figures, the system now will do two things. It will create, there's a place where for fixed bundle. Fixed bundle is what you put here. It would say 1 hour is 10 shillings, 1 day is 50 shillings, 1 week is 300, Bob assuming. 1 month is 1,000. So those are the fixed packages. And then the client can also decide to, there's a place where they can create their own bundle. Like maybe let's say they have 7 shillings. They can buy internet for 7 shillings. The system would show these 7 shillings will give you internet for 20 minutes.
That's the thing I wanted.
So they can also choose to have even internet for 1 shilling. The least is 1 shilling, and the most would be now what you enter here as the monthly price. I don't know if that is I've explained well.
It is okay.
Yes.
No, no, no. I'll come.
Okay.
I'm writing down. I'll ask a lot of questions, but
Yes. Yes. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so now maybe the question I would ask is if you're giving to the school, are you giving now to the school as an institution and then the school now, the students use it, or are you putting it as Kijiji Yeetu, then the students use it, the present? Oh, okay. So you give internet, you install internet, and then you install the infrastructure. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Hmm. So you're giving for free. Or how would you as a grant? Uh-huh. Mhm. Okay. So maybe let's say for example, you install in a school, will um how should I ask this? Will the school be the subsidy? Is it being paid by the school or by the student or by Kijiji?
maybe another way I can put it.
Uh-huh.
Let me say the school.
Mm-hmm.
Let me use another term like the school can be our base station.
Uh-huh.
The school can be our base station or our office. Let me use that term, though it's in quotes.
Uh-huh.
Eh? The
Uh-huh.
school can is like our office.
Yes.
Then the school, we do a hotspot.
Mm-hmm.
Then this hotspot, the
Mm-hmm.
villagers are able to buy internet.
Ah, okay, okay,
You,
okay.
you have understood the concept?
Yeah. So let's say
Maybe
the
how it can
device is
come
in the
in.
school. Okay. So the device is in the school, but it
Okay.
is also broadcasting now to the neighboring area.
Yes.
So now the neighbors would buy internet. I'm assuming at subsidized prices.
These hourly rates we are talking about
Mm-hmm.
will be bought by the villagers. But the
Oh, okay. So
school,
uh-huh.
within the school,
Uh-huh.
these laptops that were given, these tablets that were given by the government, they are using
Mm-hmm.
them for free.
Ah, okay. So within the school it's free,
Yes.
but outside the school it's being paid for.
If you're using the hotspot.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, maybe we will come to that. But that is actually the rough concept.
Ah, okay. So within the school it's free,
Mm,
but outside the school it's paid for.
mm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think we'll have to. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. It's no longer free. Ah, okay. I think also there what we can do is we can see how we can do configurations on the MikroTik so that there can be two separate SSIDs.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Two SSIDs.
Um, yeah, for the students and for the locals, the outside the. But now the issue would be the broadcast would also go beyond. For the student broadcast would go beyond the fence.
I'm getting it because of the the meters issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe what you can do is if we have two SSIDs, then we can have each student. Mm, it's a bit manual, but you can give vouchers to students through the manual process. You remember the creating voucher that I showed you?
Mm, mm.
You can create, each student can have a voucher
I've already
lasting
gotten
one
you.
month.
So what
Yeah,
you are
each
saying,
student has.
what you're saying is that for the school,
Uh-huh.
we can create vouchers.
Yes,
Though we were trying to avoid that, wanted nothing to be, wanted everything
everything to be automatic.
to go through the account here. We didn't want any cash, anything
Okay.
for accountability purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the
Mm-hmm.
questions I'm coming.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, because one single voucher can only be used by one device. So if now you give a student a voucher, they are using it, and then they try to share to someone who is outside, it will not work. When that person, now the outside person tries to use it.
It's okay, very okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe we can brainstorm on the structure. We see how best you can implement it. Then there's a part here. So for those people who are purchasing now the vouchers, there is a way you can control how they're being charged. There are two ways: by consumption and by time. By consumption, basically it shows it is let's say you give them or they purchase a voucher for one day, and then they connect for 3 hours, then they leave. They come 3 days later. You remember one day is 24 hours and they've connected for 3 hours. So they still have 21 hours to use the internet. That is by consumption. By time, if they buy a voucher for one day at 12 p.m. today, the voucher will expire at 12 p.m. tomorrow, even if they've not used it. So there are those two methods. So by time is better for people who are their target is revenue. Because you see, if you give by consumption and your target is revenue, someone can buy a voucher for one day and be connecting only 2 hours a day. That would last them for 12 days. But if your target is collection of money, then if you assign them by time, if they buy for 1 hour and 1 hour lapses, if they've not used, then it is gone. This is like Safaricom, what they do. There is that bundle where there is the expiry. So by time, it will expire. By consumption, it will not expire until your time limit is reached. I don't know if that is, I've explained. Yes. Yes. How? Uh-huh. 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 Okay, maybe we. Mhm. 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 Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Or when it's used once. Okay. Mhm. 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 Oh, okay. 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 Mhm. Mhm. Okay. For those, maybe for the school, the first part, we can um, we can brainstorm internally. We see how best we can implement that. But for now, for the locals outside, this would be good because now we've put hourly, daily, weekly, and monthly. So it is up to them to choose. I'm going to buy for 1 hour or one day or 1 week or 1 month, or I have just 5 shillings in my M-Pesa and I want to browse. So there's a place where the system can allow them to just put the amount they have, the 5 shillings, and then it will show you'll browse for 6 minutes with your 5 shillings. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Ah, okay, like a survey type of thing. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Maybe what I can ask is, in the lab, will they be connecting through wireless or cable? Yes. And you wanted this survey done for maybe, let's say, for each lab session. Mhm, 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 mhm. Okay. Mhm, mhm. Okay. I think maybe this is something we can discuss internally, and then maybe we need currently, I don't think it is not part of the system, because if I understand correctly, you would want to give internet maybe for free. Yes, not maybe for free in the school, but from that there's some research information that would be filled by the school. Uh-huh. Yeah, because uh-huh. Yes, I think that is okay, because now this is like a special need, because now you're an NGO with, it would be good now to do as need arises. So
Hello.
you see, maybe there's a need for this. Can you hear me?
Yes, just a quick one, eh?
Okay.
Coincidentally, I'll be going to these stations tomorrow. Why can't I confirm for you guys whether they have desktops?
Okay.
Howie, is that okay? So that we can be able to make decisions based on what I can do tomorrow. I can have as I'm talking with them, I can have a questionnaire I'm filling, that I get
Hmm.
to know what they're having, whether they're tablets, whether they have desktops, and whether they're in what condition or not. So that when I come back, I report back to the guys in the office, then they'll be able to know, so that this issue should not give us a headache.
Yeah. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. That would. Yeah. 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 Definitely. Yes. Uh huh. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So when we were modeling this, the hotspots, we looked at those options, and we realized that packages are based on the client's needs. Like, let's say, for example, if you, as the person giving internet, have packages for half an hour, maybe 2 hours, then 5 hours, then 8 hours, then someone else giving internet has packages for 7 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours. So we created something that would be like standard. You see, actually, what we did is we went like the Safaricom way, where there is a fixed bundle, like for 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and then there is that part where you can browse based on the amount of money that you have. Instead of now saying there is a package for 1 hour, which is 10 shillings, there's a package for 1.5, which is 20 shillings. Maybe that person has 15 shillings they want to browse with, and there is no package for 15 shillings. So we tried making it as user friendly as possible so that if you don't have money for the fixed package, or the money that you have is not within that fixed package, then you can just put the amount of money that you have, and then it will show you how long you're going to browse for, and then you just pay. So we are not going to, we did not fix it on time, because time now would have so many variables because people want to browse for different periods. We don't want to fix them on if you don't have, if you want to browse and you don't have 15 shillings for 1.5 hours, then you cannot browse. If you have 15 shillings, if you have 5 shillings, if you have 7 shillings, if you have 2 shillings, whatever amount you have, you can still browse. So that is why we went with this. We just have now for the fixed, the 4 fixed, the 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. And then there's that place where, yeah. Mhm. Okay. As we go, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay.
I have some questions, my brother.
Yes, yes, please.
I'm trying to see whether I can present them. I've tried writing them down so that it can be easier and faster.
Okay. Let me end my presentation maybe so that you can try yours. Okay.
I hope you're able to see them.
Yeah, it is loading. Yeah. Uh-huh. What are the different rights of users? Is it possible to have pending?
Because you say,
Yes, I,
because you see, for
yeah.
example, how is in Nairobi
Mhm.
is the director.
Yes.
I'm on the ground, and Stephen Ken is in charge of finance.
Mm-hmm.
When we get into the systems, each one of
Mm-hmm.
us wants different things, isn't it?
Yes.
So, what are the rights, the different rights you have for each user, and what does each one see?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I was saying we are trying to avoid, we want to deal with cash. We don't want a situation whereby
Mm-hmm.
unlike unless the schools, I don't want a situation
Mm-hmm.
whereby I give somebody a voucher,
Mm-hmm.
then I start following them up for payment. I don't, we are trying,
Okay.
I'm trying to avoid that,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
to avoid pending incomes. So that
Yes.
money comes in, let money come, whatever is there, let me have whatever is there.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, does your system
Yes.
ever go down? What happens if
Yeah.
it is down and people need
Mm-hmm.
to want
The
to use it?
vouchers.
Number,
Yes.
can I continue with all of them?
Yes, yes, please. So that now I can
You're
understand
talking,
and then answer.
there's a time we're talking about, for example, somebody has bought a code. He has gone to, and
Yes.
he's been sent an STK,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a delay.
Mm-hmm.
How will I be able to assist this person and his numbers are hashed? His numbers are hidden from me.
Okay.
I think that is well explained, or unless they will call.
Yes.
Number
Yeah, yeah.
five, there's a system whereby, just like in the invoices, there are people who might also want, maybe I'm new in town, I've come to Ugunja
Mm-hmm.
town, I want to use
Mm-hmm.
Kijiji Yeetu's Wi-Fi, but
Mm-hmm.
as I pay, is the system able to
Mm-hmm.
give me a receipt on my phone,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
which I can be able to use? able to print and go and claim. I don't need to come to the Kijiji Yeetu office. So
Yeah.
immediately I pay once I get the STK, then the system gives me back a receipt. If it's there or not, that is. Then lastly,
Uh-huh.
is it possible to give discounts to good clients? Then, like at the end of the year, the director was
Mm-hmm.
talking about happy hour. He was talking about
Yes.
this guy has been with us for the whole year. Can we be able to give
Uh-huh.
him a discount? All that kind of things. Those are my questions.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm
So
through.
let me answer. Yes, yes, yes. That is very well explained. So I'm going to start with number one. There are different types of rights based on number one, the pages. You saw the pages that I clicked. There is
Yeah.
income, there is client, there is generate document, there was system, then network settings. So you can give rights based on the pages. That is the first one. So you can say maybe, for example, Howie is not the accountant. So I will not give him rights to access that income page. And when you don't give rights to that income page, all information regarding to payments or revenue, Howie will not be able to see. Even on the dashboard, Howie can still see the dashboard, but he will not be able to see the revenues of maybe the period that Howie selected. Howie will only be able to see like the number of clients who are active and not active, but he will not be able to see from 15th of December up to 15th of January we collected 30,000. He will not be able to see that information because you did not give him rights to the income page. And then moving also further, let's say in the client's page, you want someone to view the clients, but you not give them rights to add a new client. You can do that. So, for example, let's say it's a technician. A technician might need information about a client regarding maybe the package that the client has or the account number. Because, maybe a client can call and say, I've paid for 20 Mbps, by my connection is 10 Mbps. So that the technician would need to confirm, okay, it is true that this person was assigned 20 Mbps, but they're receiving only 10. And then also the account number. Some people forget the account number and they would want to know or get maybe reminded of maybe your account number is this, or maybe someone wants to pay for someone else. This is mostly if they have a static IP or PPOE account. So maybe let's say Howie's friend wants to pay for his internet, but he doesn't know the number, the account number. So now a technician maybe can see and tell Howie your account number is this, and this is the package, and this is the amount they're supposed to pay. So you see that technician has the right to see the client information, but they cannot add new clients. And then other rights would be like, let's say, Mfalme is the super admin. Mfalme is the one that we sent the super admin, the first super admin user that we created, which has rights to all functions of the software. So Mfalme will create Stephen and Howie, but he will not give them rights to be able to create other users, like software users. Then there are also rights for there's a place where you can see we call it like a system log, where you
Mm.
can see this person logged in, this person went to the record of this client and activated,
Or the audit trail.
but we did not see that payment. So Mfalme as the super admin, he's the only one who can have that right if he chooses to, of seeing the logs of the system. So that if you give credentials maybe to three technicians and they should not share the credentials. Each of them should keep their own credentials and log in using their own credentials. You can see maybe Ken logged in at this time, and Ken activated this account at this time. Then you can follow up further and see there was no payment received for this account. So you can ask Ken, why did you activate this account? I can see that there's that activity that you did, but we have not received any of the payment. So that is like it will help with the audits. So there are different types of users based on, yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Yes, mm-hmm. 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 Yes, mm-hmm. 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 Okay, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is very much okay, and it is covered for. So now Mfalme will have rights to the technical pages, which would now be if there's anything changes to be made to the network settings, like maybe the device pools or I can say package up the speeds, upload and download. And then he can also have rights to see if there is if you're going to give internet through maybe static IP and PPA, you can. If the client complains they have no internet, then you can see if indeed their router is reachable or not reachable. Then Falme can have that right. So you can know whether the problem is infrastructure from the MikroTik to the client's router, or maybe just some clients might even forget their Wi-Fi passwords and then just call and say there is an issue. But you can actually tell that the router is reachable, so the problem is not the link. So you see, even for that, you can be able to troubleshoot. It will help Mfalme troubleshoot, like, no, okay, our link is okay, the problem is on the client side. And then for the accounts,
Yeah, I
you
think it
can
is well
give,
said. You can go to number 2. That
okay,
one is sorted.
okay. Is it possible to avoid pending incomes? Yes, you can avoid pending incomes by one. You see, if you be strict, if you're going to create a voucher manually, you have to be strict that you're only creating after payment has been received. And the other method of hotspot, the one that they purchase themselves, the system cannot, that voucher cannot be used unless it is paid for. So the system cannot allow a voucher that has been purchased or that is on that, we call it like, let's call it a captive portal. When they click on your SSID, the Kijiji Yeetu, it will take them to that page where they need to purchase that or to activate that voucher, sorry. So unless they make payment, even if they try to use that voucher, it will not be usable. So in that case, it is only after payment that a voucher is active. But for the creation of the ad hoc voucher, the manual creation, now it would be upon you to make sure that we only create after we've received payment. Payment is confirmed. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then the next, number 3, what happens if our service is down? So we will not lie. Sometimes, like all other systems, you might find our service is down, but very rare. The service might be down because of a few things. Number one could be maybe like third party, like Safaricom M-Pesa is down. So for that reason, our system would not be able to function as it should because M-Pesa is down. Number two, service. Let's say part of our service, maybe let's say the VPN, because we also have providers. the VPN provider, the link or something is down. So that would also affect our service. Number three, it might also be the issue on our end, like the software. Maybe there's an issue, maybe like a bug that would also make the software would not work as it should. But in case of such issues, we are reachable. Kim and myself are the main points of contact. So in case there's an issue, you can always call Kim or myself to report an issue. I don't know if that is okay. Yes. Mhm. Okay, that is okay. I can move to question number 4. So number 4, if the numbers are hashed, how do I get a customer if need be? Well, there's because of the government regulations, we cannot do anything regarding now the hashing of the numbers, because that is what Safaricom have been asked or required to do by the government, so they cannot change that. But there is also a way that you can get the number that has purchased, because we capture that number. So you can use that number for any follow-up, or you can actually use it for even survey purposes. But that is also a bit tricky. We've only allowed you can use the number, but it might raise some questions if the client decides to follow up on how you've received that number, which you can also cover by saying that it is part of the software, the provision of the software. So the number, you can get it. We can get the number of the person who has purchased the voucher, but not through the Safaricom data. We capture that number at point of purchase. When the client wants to purchase a voucher, they have to put the number in which or to which the STK will be sent. So at that point, we do capture that number. I hope that answers question number 4. Number 5, currently we don't have receipts sent via phone, or because you see in hotspot we don't capture the email address, and also, but later on we can think about how to incorporate maybe like a sort of link that the user can click and then get a receipt based on the voucher that they bought. Number 6, is it possible to have clients good discounts for good clients? That one, currently we can have maybe like something. If it is a static IP or PPA account, you can give them something that is called grace period. Currently,
Mm.
you can say that maybe they are due on the 20th, but you will give them 5 more days, so the internet will be disconnected on the 25th.
So
And also, as the super admin, how we can log in and also add maybe a number of days to a static IP or PPA account.
a question that I'd forgotten.
Hmm.
We in the office, I have computers
Yes.
and I have computers connected to the net.
Yes.
Do they get charged by your system or what happens?
So in that scenario, what we can do is we can have, you remember, like I told you regarding the school, we can have that discussion about configurations on the microchip side. So we
Mm.
can have different It's like network segmentation. You can segment the office network and the hotspot network, such that the office network can come from port number 3, which is not billed,
Oh, that's
and the hotspot network can come from port number 4,
I
which is
noted.
now billed.
So they have
Yeah.
to come from the port, the MikroTik port.
Yes, we can
Okay.
have that. Yeah.
And lastly, currently we are
Yes.
only using DHCP.
Uh-huh.
We don't do PPOE.
Oh, okay.
We are using
Oh, so you
DHCP.
give
The router is the one that gives IP
at the
address.
office. At the office, yeah.
Yes, the MikroTik router at the office is the one that gives DHCP, gives addresses.
Ah, okay. So we can leave we can segment now the office network to be DHCP, and then now the hotspot network will be
PPOE.
based on the hotspot configurations.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm through.
Okay. I don't know if there's any other question.
Maybe from highway side. But it's okay.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hotspot.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The 2000 is for hotspot or is for PPOE? Hotspot is 50. Jeff,
Yes.
hotspot is 1500.
The hotspot is 1500. The PPOE is 50.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so now it's sorted out. I just wanted us to be on the same wavelength.
Okay, okay.
How you can continue, my brother? Mm, mm, mm,
Yes.
mm. So that you can have all more details of what he will require, so that once we give him more information, he can be able to seamlessly get the information online.
Yes. And it would be, yes. I think that is okay. And it would also be important to follow up with Safaricom as soon as possible, so that we can integrate with the pay bill number once it's ready, so that now the issue of the uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. And also I'll send you a text, because sometimes they open a pay bill but leave some few things which would be needed for integration. So I'll send you a text of exactly what you would tell them, and then they will know of how to actually create a pay bill. Yeah.
Jeff, I'm so grateful. The
Okay.
system has answered most of what was in my mind and what has been troubling me, because even now it's easy to make reports at the end of the month. Thanks to this system, will help a lot. So, and
Yes.
I believe it will also show
Yes.
downtimes and uptimes. Does it?
Yeah. It will show the time connected for each one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that one we'll see as we roll on. But I'm very, very grateful. Most of my questions were answered. Thanks so much. Next person, please.
Karibu sana. Karibu sana.
Steve. Steven, I think next.
Yes. Yes, yes. 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 Yeah. Ah, okay. Yes. Ah, yeah. Yeah. With in regards to bulk SMS, we leave that to the client's discretion. But there's a guy we work with. He's called Mobile Sasa. But we've also integrated with multiple bulk SMS providers. So if you have someone in mind, we can link up with them, and then they can share the it's called API documentation. Then we can integrate. Or if you'd like to go with our partner, then it's still okay. And then the sorry. Oh, USSD.
USSD.
Ah, yeah. No, no. Actually, to subscribe, there is a page. I think I'll share with Mr. Harvey on WhatsApp. When they click on, you see, when you click on the Wi-Fi icon on your phone will show you there is an open network. So when you click on that Kijiji Yeetu Wi-Fi, it would redirect you to that page where now the client can select. So they would not need to use the USSD. Yeah, I'll share with Mr. Harvey on WhatsApp how the page looks like. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it is okay. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. Karibu sana. And I'd also want to thank you for your interest and your time. And I'm hoping this will be a start of a good relationship where we can actually help the community and also better our service.
Thank you.
Asante. Have a good day too.